It's our favorite kind of day here at the Watercolors Aquarium Gallery. It's New Fish Day!
Yay!
We just got a shipment in from our favorite freshwater wholesaler. They specialize in really cool, really rare and unusual stuff, and their quality level is out of this world. So let's see what we got. Bettas.
Nice, these are gorgeous.
Gorgeous little mouth-brooding betta species. Very similar to Betta albimarginata. One of the prettiest of the mouth-brooding bettas, I think.
Yeah.
They look like a mini macrostoma almost.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If you've seen the ones in this tank, they're really similar to these, but these are actually already bigger than those are. So
They look really good.
And this is a care species, by the way, if anyone's looking into that type of breeding.
yeah, it would be
Excellent.
a great breeder project.
L129 Colombian zebra pleco.
Nice.
Fantastic little fish.
Beautiful striping on those, and they don't fetch the same price tag as the other zebra plecos.
Right.
So
Oh, more of those.
beautiful.
Excellent.
Yeah, those are great.
Kind of becoming a store classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the glass barbs.
No, they're gobies.
Glass gobies. Gobies.
Yeah.
Gobies. Gobies.
They don't look or act like gobies,
Right.
so they're completely clear, see-through, just like a glass cat. They get about a little over 1 inch long.
What'd they have for dinner last time?
Definitely looks like bloodworms. You can see right into their stomach, which is insane. These are a fish that is new to me, and I'm pretty excited about. And they're schooling.
Very
You can
cool.
see their spine.
Yeah, very weird fish.
Another L129.
Very good.
Colombian zebra pleco. One more of those. We got a good group of those. It's kind of turned into a staple pleco around here.
Yeah.
With good reason.
Yes. Apsarius picellus.
Oh, wow. Those are gorgeous.
Yes.
This is probably the nicest ones we've gotten yet.
Those are great. This is Apsarius danio or royal butterfly danio or something along
Yeah.
those lines. We did a whole YouTube video on this one, so check out the YouTube video for more information. But this has turned into a real store favorite.
Yes, definitely. We put them in our display, and we're just really excited to see some more of these fish come through.
We actually got a comment on our YouTube video from somebody in India, which is where these fish are found, who's keeping these fish.
It's unbelievable.
Super cool.
It's a fish that kind of snuck up on us too.
Yeah.
Like I remember we kind of ordered it like, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, we all really like it.
Speaking of special, larger danio type fish, lake inlaid danios.
Cool.
This is a fish that I've had in my one final home tank. They're about 12 years old. I didn't even know they got that old.
Wow. Yeah.
These are a little
I would
smaller
not
than
have thought.
mine, but just a fantastic fish from endemic to Lake Inlay. When I bought them, they were Lake Inlay rasbora, but now they've been reclassified into the danio group, which is really where
Yeah, they
belong.
definitely look Danio-y.
Yeah,
We'd love to see the big Danios get some more attention.
absolutely. Cool. This is Alanacara malalana bicolor.
Oh, beautiful.
This is the
Wow.
male. He is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, as you're sort of moving him in the light, I see that bright blue face come out, which is pretty crazy.
You can see why this group of fish gets the name Peacocks.
Yeah, definitely.
It almost looks like indigo from where I'm standing.
He's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's not a common color in fish.
There
No.
should be a female of this guy around here somewhere.
Cool.
So some of these fish, and probably this pair, are going to go to the annual picnic for the Grand Valley Aquarium Club. They do a big members-only raffle there. If you're not a member of that club, you really should be.
Definitely.
They treat you right.
Absolutely. All right.
Oh,
Ooh, the Appy
cute.
Bettas.
I love that.
Very cool.
This was a undescribed species, if I remember correctly.
Yes, and I believe they are in the group with
Cochina.
Brownarum, that kind of group. So
Yeah.
these are going to be smaller, a little bit more elongated, and they're going to their colors are going to thrive in more of a black water environment.
Yeah.
Breeding you'll probably need to mess with the water a little bit to get them to breed, but other than that, they should be pretty easy
Those
to
are
breed.
probably at full size.
Probably.
Could be. Speaking of bettas, look at this guy. Very cool little galaxy placat. He's got attitude in the bag.
He's really cute.
I mean, I know I can be kind of a wild betta snob, but I never really got over some of the insane colors you can get in the domesticated strains.
Yep. Oh, look at the blue and the black in this guy.
Oh, the black samurai. That's what
He's
he's called.
gorgeous.
Kind of got a black base layer with like whitish, bluish iridescent scales over top.
He just puffed his throat out.
I know he did. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do.
Ember tetras.
Oh, another good
Great
classic.
nano tetra.
Definitely. Nice red fins on these too.
Certainly a fish that has earned its place in the hobby.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. They, like we have talked about in some of the podcasts, some fish we feel are a little too popular for what they're capable of doing in the tank, and some aren't popular enough. I think this one is like where it should be in the hobby.
An adequate level of popularity.
Yeah.
Speaking of popular in the hobby,
For good
a true
reason.
classic and for good reason, rummy nose tetras. These are tank raised rummy nose tetras too. They belong in lots of different tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Very cool. All right, what's
Nothing to
next?
do for schooling.
Sorry, I just scared my dog a little, throwing that box a little too much. My dog's giving me a dirty look. All right, what do we got here? Desert gobies. These fish have one of the highest tolerance ranges of any fish that I know of. Their tolerance range goes down to, they can handle as cold as like 45 degrees.
Jeez.
And all the way up to 100.
Wow.
So they live in areas where the air temperature changes that much and the water is relatively shallow, so the water temperature changes that much.
So let me guess, this is a goby that comes from a desert.
You know what? I think you're right about that. They also have an extremely wide pH and hardness range. The main body of water that they're found in is, there's a certain name for it, where the water flows in but it doesn't flow back out, so it just keeps getting harder. It's got a pH over 9 and a hardness level that's just through the roof. But there are some of the tributaries that flow into that are more softer water, and they do swim up and are found spawning in those tributaries in a pH as low as 6.5.
Wow.
So the range on this goby is absolutely incredible.
So for us Americans that don't know our geography so well, the North American equivalent of this lake would be the Great Salt Lake. That's why it's so salty.
Excellent, excellent. This one may have to end up a pair of those in the breeding lab, Charles.
And they are beautiful. The males get bright yellow, and they can even get this little blue dot on their dorsal fin, which is beautiful.
I never get over the faces that gobies have.
They
That's
look
kind of the
ridiculous.
appeal with those guys, isn't it? All right, Corydorus trilineatus. Look at those black dorsal fins.
That's a Cory Cat classic.
It is,
Like,
and they
Yeah.
belong in a group. Cory cats all, when they to get their personality to really come through, put them in a group of 5 or 6. They can handle being in smaller groups, but if they're in a group, they're going to be just constantly active.
I love that distinct black.
Cory cats, if you find videos of them in the wild, they're probably the most extreme shoaler in the freshwater hobby I can think of, because shoals, they don't really school, but shoals of like 5,000-10,000 is kind of the norm in the wild.
Wow.
And you can find videos of that online too. It's really crazy to see.
I need to look for those.
Yeah.
I don't think we made us get 5,000 in a school, but maybe 5 or 10.
Yes.
The red igloo discus. So this color morph is not one I'm familiar with. We ordered it because we need to see what the color was going to be like.
We couldn't find pictures on Google
No,
either.
Right.
nothing. But I'm not disappointed. He looks pretty handsome.
Yeah.
I think his pattern will come in a little later, but color's gonna be bright.
It does make me think of like the blue pigeons, I think, but it's red.
Yeah. Yeah. And we got 2 of them, so
Aw.
we'll see how they do.
Yeah.
Gorgeous discus.
Hopefully they end up being a pair for somebody.
Another staple in our shop here, a mono shrimp.
Good.
They belong in just about every planet aquarium I can think of. Great scavengers and algae eaters. They're just so busy and active.
And these are great ones. Really, really good size to them.
Surprisingly long lived. I actually have those in my tank at home with my inlay lake Danios that are close to the same age. I didn't think shrimp could live over 10 years, but
Wow.
mine are in that range.
If I remember correctly, I've read that like 15-20 years is attainable for that species.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
Yep. Oh, Bettas
Wow.
hangros. Look at the freckling pattern on that.
That's really strange.
Those
and they're
are
huge.
amazing.
I did not know they even got that big.
No,
I
I
thought they
didn't
were
either.
going to be the size of like the Appies we just got.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Those are great.
Really pretty. Wow.
When they
yeah.
mature, the blue on that fish is absolutely incredible. So another one of the wild type bettas, amazing fish. We'll have to make sure a pair of those makes it to the raffle for the Grand Valley Aquarium Club.
This is definitely the thing on the list I was most excited to see. This is a species I haven't held in my hand before.
Excellent. All right, I'm gonna mess this name up, but Pethia stolicata. Stolicchana?
I think
Stolicchana. It's
Stolicchana?
one of those CZ names that, you know, us Midwesterners are terrible at pronouncing. So,
Yes.
Stolicchana, I believe is how you pronounce that. So that's one of the Pethia species, which is one of the barbs, same genus as rosy barbs.
Yeah. I'd never heard of this species at all, so it's always, it's not a typical thing for us to get a barbin we've never heard before, but this one I've never heard of.
I will admit, it's only because I know a certain member in the club who has talked about them before.
I think they'll be particularly excited about that group of fish.
Hopefully.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. When I shifted them in my hand in the bag to lower them, I suddenly got their iridescent. It's like a white gold color.
Ooh.
Curly.
Those are really pretty. Blue neon gobies. We do love our gobies around here.
Yes, and these are stiphodons, and those are one of my favorite groups of fish right now. So good size on them. They look really perky and energetic, and they will get a neon blue stripe on them once they settle in.
I can see them
pretty
like,
easy to keep.
I can see it on their blue cheek already.
Mm-hmm.
Another fish we talked about in one of our podcasts,
Yes.
actually.
Oh,
Alana Carl Marler Chipoka. This is a really nice male. He is gorgeous.
Yeah. Fins look bright yellow right now, but I'm sure we'll see some more out of them.
And Irian red rainbows. Speaking of striking color, the red on the males, it's hard to match that red.
And there's definitely at least one in here that's already looking like a male, so we'll probably know which ones are males before too long.
Right.
Just a quick question: where are these native to? Do you know?
Irian Java.
That was my guess.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to assume and make
Right.
a silly mistake.
Thus the name Irian red.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, these guys are a little excited. Bettas mediata. Wow, they're huge.
Nice. This is another mouth brooder, right?
It is.
Yeah. This was a customer request, so it's always nice when we get an excuse to get another wild betta in, because we might not have gotten these otherwise, and I'm really happy we did.
Look at the spade tail on that guy.
I love it. I know
Very
exactly who ordered these, by the
Oh,
way.
because probably you convinced them to.
Right.
That may or may not be true.
Tank raised roseline sharks or denison barbs. And this is one of the fish that's very important to get tank raised. It's one of those few instances where the aquarium hobby did have an effect on wild populations.
Yeah. And we haven't had them in for a while because we haven't seen them on our list because we'll only get them tank raised. So it's honestly pretty exciting to have them back again.
Absolutely. And good size for tank raised denison barbs too.
Yeah.
Another fish that if you want more details on, we do talk about this for a while.
Yeah, we do.
That's true, you're right.
We do.
Alana Cariucista, this is the female. The male, I believe, is in here somewhere. Make sure those stay together.
Yes.
Pandagars, this is another staple here in the Watercolors Aquarium Gallery. Fantastic black beard algae eating fish. One of the few that eats it for its entire life.
Yeah. And they never get old. We
And
love our
adorable
Pandagaras.
personality.
We always
Definitely.
need more of them.
Yep.
For sure. Cute.
Kubotai loaches. Look at the
Nice.
striping.
Those came in pretty.
They did. Great little fish.
These are in the same group as yo-yos and zebras, right?
I believe that is correct. Yeah, it's a botia.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is actually a quote-unquote species that is like being heavily debated because there's a lot of variation in their color in the wild, which has led some people to believe that maybe our definition of a Kubotai loach is a little too broad.
That could be. Lumpers and splitters once again.
Right.
Blue rams, a great staple in the hobby. A pair of dwarf cichlids
nice
is such a
group.
good addition to so many different community tanks.
And I think nothing beats, at least with this species, the wild types. Like, look at that male.
Oh
Wow. I
Yeah,
love
he's gorgeous.
the fins, like they have almost a gradient. That's such a beautiful, and that's natural. Like,
Yeah.
And in the bag, you can tell that one's a female. The
Yeah.
colors on that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know you hit gold when in the bag they look that good.
Here's that male
Wow.
Alana Cariucista. He's gorgeous and attitude.
Yeah, it takes a lot for me to wow a peacock, but he is just gorgeous. Wow, that color.
Like a indigo going on his face there.
Yeah.
That's
He's bonding with you right now, Amy.
no, take him away. I don't want it.
Put him in there with the female.
Oh, yeah,
there
let's
we
not
go.
get it
Thank
mixed.
you. Lepida lamprologus attenuatus, a great Tanganyikan fish.
Wow.
Tanganyikan cichlid.
Yeah. And they are a shell dweller, even though for their size, they're pretty big. We've got one in our shelly tank, and he's about this long, and he lives in a shell that's about this wide. I don't know how they do it.
He's ready for some friends.
Yeah, definitely he is.
Oh, there's the tannin in the water. The Tanga halfbeak.
Those are so weird.
Very unique live-bearing fish from Southeast Asia.
Kind of an extreme underbite going on there.
They are a topwater predator micro predators. So they're completely designed to eat very small insects that land on the surface of water. That
So
is
cool
what
to
they
watch
do.
eat, by the way.
Yeah, they're just totally different than anything else. And it's pretty rare to find, like, let's call it a nano oddball fish. Most of those
Sure.
are huge fish. These can be done in smaller tanks,
That's a really
and
good
they
point.
are really weird.
They will adapt to flake food, by the
Yeah.
way. They'll take flake food right off the surface. They
Yeah.
love that floating food. All right, Alanacara Nalalana. This is the female. I think we already talked about the male.
Yeah.
So we got a pair of those as well. Let's get to the end here. Pygmy cories.
See, talking about schooling cories, shoaling cories.
Shoaling cories.
Those are the perfect ones to do because you can do a group of like 50 in relatively small tanks, and it's stunning. Like, what a crazy thing to see all those fish shoaling together.
It so changes their behavior too. They almost turn into a non-bottom dwelling catfish
Yeah.
when they get into a group that gives them that confidence to be out in the open.
Even in smaller groups, there's still a lot of fun.
Super cool fish. And last but not least,
I was gonna say, I feel like the pygmy cories, like they can have like a little hummingbird in the water.
I
so
like that.
cute.
Very true. Last but not least, Kubotai rasboras. We talked about this in our podcast as well. This fish gets that neon green color, almost as neon as the blue in a cardinal tetra.
Yeah.
Absolutely love these fish.
Yeah, they definitely glow almost once they start to color up.
We cannot keep them in the store. I think this is your 4th attempt to make them go in your display.
Yeah, and then we keep selling them.
Everybody loves them too much. Once you see them, you want them.
Right. Very cool fish. All right. For more information, check out our podcast, check out our YouTube videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll do this on all of our unboxings, so if you want to know what we're getting in the shop, you'll find out here first.
Yeah, these fish won't be ready for another 2 weeks, so anyone who's watching this is getting the scoop before they're ready.
Absolutely.
And if you're looking for anything in particular, we do special orders. So give us a heads up if you're looking for something. It kind of gives us an excuse not to argue in the back. What we're gonna do.
And we want to get things in everybody likes, not just the things that we like.
Mostly what we like.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Hopefully we can convince some other people on it
Right.
too.
In the meantime, have lots of fun and keep those hands wet.